Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I want to explain about reading comprehension and about the topic. I get the topic life change, plans and hope for the future. Okay, for the first I start with my material. I want to tell about this story first. The story of struggle scavengers that their children become scholars. One touching story was shared by the GME Cast Facebook account. The story where a father who works as a scavenger aspires to send his daughter to the college, to the university. He always did his work with his children, not without the reason. He just didn't want to see his son ashamed of having a woman who worked as a scavenger. To cover up his work after working, the father always bathed in public toilet, so that when he returned back to the home, he was in a clean condition. Even though he only works as a scavenger, his father really wants his children to grow up with enough education. He really hopes that with education later, the children can live in dignity. Unlike himself, who is always humiliated, assaulted, and humiliated by people, as a scavenger, of course, he didn't have much money to save. He was forced to never buy clothes for his child. He could buy books and school uniform. But the obstacle to achieving goals is always there. When his daughter is about to go to the university, he has difficulty getting money. He was also disappointed in himself and considered him as a failed father. Until a miracle arrived. Fellow scavengers collected money to help with their children's situation. The journey of life continues until the child is working. Now, he repaid his father's kindness and other scavengers by often visiting the place where his father works by bringing to eat together. Okay, and it is the picture from the story. You can see the father works as a scavenger to his children. Okay, in the story we can take a lesson in order to always be serious in studying and always be grateful for what we already have. This story relates to the theme of this video. Life change, plans and hope to the future, for the future. Life change, plans and hopes for the future. Okay, if you fall into the category lazy and study, like just playing handphone, hang out in other place or shopping at the supermarket and so on, we must have a new plan, like playing telephone by learning to find information online, studying and doing school assignment, and stopping shopping for things that they are less important. Okay, always praying and hope to be a successful and a lucky person. Okay, that's enough. Let's continue in my material about reading comprehension. Okay, and today my material is reading comprehension, but I just explain about skimming and scanning. Okay, reading is an important part of learning English. This guide to how to improve your reading skills will help you improve reading by using skills you are used in your own language. In other words, one of the best tips on improving reading into think about how you read in your own language. Start by thinking about how you read different documents. How do you read the newspaper? How do you read the novel? How do you read train schedules? And so on. Taking time to think about this will help give you clues on how to read in English, even if you don't understand every single word. Ask yourself this question. Do I read every word in your own language when I'm reading a schedule, summary, or other outlining document? The answer is most definitely no. Reading in English is like reading in your native language. This means that it's not always necessary to read and understand each and every word in English. Remember that reading skills in your native language and English are basically the same. Here is a quick overview of the types of reading skills used in every language. But I just want to tell skimming and scanning. Okay, you can use these reading skills in a number of ways to improve other areas of English learning, such as pronunciation, grammar, and increasing vocabulary. Okay. For the first, material skimming. Skimming is a method of rapidly moving the eyes over text with the purpose of getting only the main idea and a general overview of the content. Okay, the next slide. Skimming is useful in three different situations. For the first, pre-reading. Skimming is more through the simple previewing and can give a more accurate picture of the text to be read later. Then, reviewing. Skimming is useful for reviewing the already read. And last, reading. Skimming is most often used for quickly reading material that for any number of reasons does not need more detailed attention. Next slide. The step in skimming an article. For the first, read the title. It is the shortest possible summary of the content. Then, read the introduction or read in paragraph. Read the first paragraph completely. And if there are subheadings, read each one, looking for relationship among them. Then, read the first sentence of each remaining paragraph. Like, the main idea of more paragraphs appears in the first sentence, or even the author's pattern is to begin with question or anecdote, you may find the last sentence for more valuable. And then, deep into the text looking for aspect, and the aspect like clue words the answer who, what, when, why, how. Then, proper nouns. Then, unusual words, especially if capitalized. Enumerations, qualifying adjective, or like best, worst, most, and so on. And then, typographical cues, like it's italic, boldface, underlining, asterisks, and so on. Then, read the final paragraph completely. It is the last. Like, mastering the art of skimming effectively requires that you use it as frequently as possible. Our skimming can usually be accomplished at about 1,000 words per minute. And next slide. Scanning rapidly covers a great deal of material in order to look at a specific fact or piece of information. Scanning is very useful for finding a specific name, date, statistic, or fact without reading in the entire article. Okay, the next slide. Step in scanning an article. For the first, keep in mind at all time what is you are searching for. If you hold the image of the words or idea clearly in mind, it is likely to appear more clearly than surrounding words. Then, despite in what form the information is likely to appear, numbers, proper nouns, and so on. Analyze the organization of content before starting to scan. Like if the material is familiar or fairly brief, you may be able to scan the entire article in a single search. And if the material is lengthy or difficult, a preliminary skimming may be necessary to determine which part article to scan. Then let your eyes run readily over several lines or if print at a time. And then when you find the sentence that has the information you seek, read the entire sentence. Like in scanning, you must be willing to skip over large sections of the text without reading or understanding them. And scanning can done at 1,500 or more words per minute. Okay, that's enough about my material. Okay, that's enough about my material. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe this channel.